Hi there. Welcome back to our kitchen experiments with Fabienne. Today we are making a smoked, what do I want to call it? A chipotle pumpkin smoked risotto. What do you think that sounds like, Claire? Should I change the name of that?
Very good. I like that.
Smoked pumpkin risotto with chipotle.
Yes.
Does that sound better? So I'm cutting this small pumpkin called a petit marron, but you can cut any squash. You can do butternut, you can do, this is like the end of the season, right? So here's homemade chicken stock.
Her pride and joy.
My pride and joy that I made this week. And I love that. So I love that there's like an altercation going on in the other room with a teenager and a father. So I made the stock, and I don't want to use two pans to cook everything. So I'm going to dice this, cook it in here for a few minutes. Then I will strain it when it's cooked, and then we will make the risotto, which is healthy and delicious. And what do we call that? Affordable, economical. Because in times like this, people definitely want affordable meals that feed a family of 5 plus. So back at in a little bit. Okay, so we have got, come and look, we have got all of our little pumpkins or squash. Like I said, you can do butternut, kombucha. And here we have.
I need some more wine first. Hold on.
And here we have our shallots, and I want to talk to you about 3 different possibilities. So this is for our risotto, our carnaroli rice, which is my favorite for risotto, but you can do arborio, which is more common in the U.S. I bring back from the States, every time I go, I bring back chipotles in adobo, and I use this, I whip this through the food processor with a little can of water, and I use it literally for everything. So I have a little bit here, and we're gonna add it, this has been used already, and we're gonna add it to the broth that is pre-cooking the pumpkin or the squash, and that will give it a nice flavor. But I have to tell you, I really like Stubbs. In fact, I love Stubbs. And you will get that joke because if you understand Stubbs, because their website is I Love Stubbs. Their mesquite barbecue sauce, Claire, is that my favorite?
Yes.
Like literally my favorite barbecue sauce in the world. Oh, this is going crazy, crazy, crazy. So sometimes I will add a cupful of this when I'm trying to make things a little smoky. This is liquid smoke, hickory liquid smoke. But when I'm trying to be more mild, I do smoked paprika fumée. I like how you're filming and turning down the shallots.
No, I'm trying to turn on that.
Oh, well.
Why is it not working? Okay,
So there's 3 different smoke flavors. You've got the smoked paprika, chipotles in adobo, which are smoked peppers, and liquid smoke. Now, I'm not obviously going to use all 3, but I mean, sometimes when I'm making you something that I want, because you're a vegetarian, and I want it to taste bacon-y, but I'm not putting bacon in it, I throw a little cap in there for you.
the liquid smoke. Oh, also I saw this thing. I saw this thing where if you take carrot shreds, like in this form of bacon, in the shape of bacon, and you put liquid smoke and you bake them, it tastes like bacon.
Ooh, should we try that?
Yeah.
So we are doing the shallots, and now, you know, usually I do 1 palmful per person, but I think I might just pour the whole damn thing. 3, 4, 5, and I'm just gonna pour the whole thing. Okay, so there you go. And I'm gonna stir that. That is very busy getting the lime. And the cheese and the bread. So we really don't need cheese and bread after we've had risotto, but I'm gonna toast it. I'm gonna toast this. And after I've toasted it for a while, I'm going to add some salt. You need a lot of salt for risotto because it's bland otherwise. And then after a while, You remember this bottle? I started it a few days ago. Not for drinking, silly. For cooking. This is probably a $3 or €4 Sauvignon Blanc from Australia. Is it Australia? Australia, I think. And but we're not ready for that yet. We have to toast these. So I'll see you back in just a few minutes. We're making smoked. What are we calling it?
Smoked pumpkin,
Chipotle.
smoky pumpkin risotto.
Oh, I like that. But you don't want to use the word chipotle?
It's implied.
It's implied? Okay. Going in with the wine. Ready? That's just for flavor. It really is. It's only for flavor. It has no other redeeming qualities. But we're going to cook this off, and then we're going to start adding the stock. And the thing is, the pumpkins aren't cooked yet. So we're just going to grab the stock and add it. And as we're adding the stock to the risotto rice carnaroli, it will continue cooking the pumpkin and cook the rice at the same time. See you in a minute. All right, we're going in. So notice I'm not taking the pumpkin. I'm just taking the broth that has a little bit of the chipotle. And unlike others, I put a few layers. Because why worry so much? Just put more. I'm not looking to sit by the rules. I'm looking to have a very lovely cooking experience, and I don't forget my life that much anymore. All right, I've upped the smoky content with smoked paprika. I've put it directly on the rice. I've removed the pumpkin from the broth. It's fully cooked, and I'm going in with more broth. And so now we're cooking. Oh my gosh, do you smell that, Claire? Mm-hmm. Really smoky and paprika-y and delicious. So I would normally put more chipotle in there, but your tiny brother, not your little brother, your tiny brother, the smallest one, does not like the spice.
Sad.
So we're gonna just add it later.
You could just take his part out and add more.
That's what I usually do with you when we're having something. I start with a vegetarian base, and then I take your portion out, and then I add any meat products to the end. But we do that with him for the spicy products. So, I got my son cutting the grain bread. I got the cheeses ready to go. Lots of need this cheese, but that's okay. This, we're really down to the wire. In fact, Claire, this is for you. You taste it. What do you think?
That's so good.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to add one more of this, maybe a little bit more. Up. How do you explain up in English? It's spelled H-O-P.
Hop.
Hop. It's spelled hop. It's a French thing that says, let's go. Or,
there you go.
Here we go. Or, kind of, right?
Hop là.
Hop là. We say hop là. Okay, so I add that. And then, this is 100 grams. This is a lot. This is like a cup and a half. 100 grams? I'm not even sure how much it is. But watch this go in.
Not even, actually.
Oh no, this is probably more than a cup. What? No. Don't you think so? Mm-hmm. The Parmigiano Reggiano is importante. I'm not sure that's Italian at all. Mm-hmm. It's very important. Why? Because it gives you the creaminess, and you know what? I'm going to add
cheesy flavor.
It's the cheesy flavor, it's the creamy consistency. Now, we've got, while you were busy doing, I don't know what you were doing, I added more chipotle. More salt, more chipotle, more everything. Because I taste as I go with a tiny spoon. If I'm cooking for my family, I kind of use the same spoon. If I'm cooking for guests, I never use the same spoon because integrity is doing the right thing, especially when no one's watching.
It's your favorite thing to talk about when you're cooking.
Personal responsibility and integrity. So here is our pumpkin, petit marron in French, but you can use butternut squash or whatever.
You said that four
times, right? Because I know they have no idea what petit marron is. And this is why you want
pumpkin.
A little bit extra. Listen, if you don't have chicken stock, you're gonna add a little water. We have Serge Gainsbourg on the radio. This is looking good. Should we taste it to see what it's like?
Yes.
You want to be the one? It's gonna be hot. All right, I'm gonna film you.
Okay.
This is my daughter Claire.
I'm just
No, that pumpkin is gonna be super hot.
Okay, well, I want some pumpkin.
Okay, the pumpkin is gonna be hot.
It might be worth it.
Might be worth it.
It's really hot.
It's good?
Really good.
Okay, so does it need anything? Salt?
Maybe a little bit of salt.
Okay, all right. So when it's at this stage, I'm using fleur de sel. Oh, I'm not even showing it. You need to film. You need to film. Okay. There we go. And turn it down. Actually, turn it off. This should be rather spectacular.
It's really good.
Listen, it's definitely not fish and greens, but it does feed a family of 5 and then leftovers. And it's interesting enough because it's got the smoky flavor. So now, here's the deal.
I am clapping.
Oh, they're clapping? All right, we gotta go clap outside. Remember what I said I would do after we went clapping? That was like alfalfa sprout.
Okay, focus on the risotto, not me.
What do you think this is gonna taste like?
Heaven,
Pretty much.
via Italy.
You're my heaven.
Ah,
Via
la,
the United States.
Okay.
A lot of kisses. All right, we gotta go to dinner. Ah! You just lifted my shirt. All right, bon appetit. As Julia Child would say. Bon appetit. This is what it looks like. Candlelight dinner with the kids on a, I don't know, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, I don't even know anymore. This confinement thing is getting in the way. Little portion for me. I have to clean up the edges. It doesn't look right otherwise. And here you are. What are we calling this?
Smoky pumpkin risotto with chipotle.
That's it. And parmigiano Reggiano.